Plenty of awesome Microsoft Flight Sim news in today's video. From a freeware DC10 and KC10 progressing really well from what we can see, to of course the DC Designs Concorde with their weekly Friday update, what will we draw from that, as well as a bit of news about the upcoming Microsoft Flight Sim famous flyer, how it's moved from the Antonov AN2 to the Beechcraft Stagger Wing, and a bit more. If you like these kind of videos, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, it really does help me out. But without further delay, let's get right into it. So we'll start off with the internal Microsoft Flight Sim news. They've released their development update as they normally do, just kind of laying out the roadmap about what's coming next. Now the most important thing here is that the famous flyer release has been swapped around. Now the famous flyer is an aircraft that is going to be released with every sim update now, an aircraft that has strong historical links to a certain element of aviation. Not just your standard generic Cessna. These are something much more important, not to denounce Cessna. There are plenty of historical Cessna aircraft, but you guys get what I mean, these aren't normal planes. Initially, it was meant to be the Antonov AN2, but it's now swapped over to the Beechcraft 17 Stagger Wing. The AN2 basically was struggling to get through due to licensing issues. However, I'm sure with the terrible situation down there, I'm sure they've got bigger issues now than Microsoft Flight Sim. With the sad situation down there, it does make me wonder whether it will ever see the Antonov AN2 in Microsoft Flight Sim in this format. Let's hope for the best for everyone down there. But it is quite surprising to see how the real world can even impact Microsoft Flight Simulator. But of course, there's bigger issues, as I've said. Bit of a switcheroo there. In my opinion, I don't really like the Beechcraft Stagger Wing. I've seen it many times as an air show and I always thought it was quite ugly, quite uninspiring. But people do really like it. That's just my 2 cents. I'm sure I'll annoy someone in the comments. The aircraft itself was first introduced in 1932, produced up to 1949 or 1950, around there, with almost 800 built. We haven't got a trailer yet and we haven't got too many photos, but you can see here on the development roadmap this is what's happening. We'll also be getting the trailer for this aircraft on the same day as release, which doesn't make much sense in my opinion, but alas, it is what it is. From that, around March 21st to March the 25th, hopefully on the 22nd, although it's never confirmed, we should be getting World Update 8, which is the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. As well as another local legend aircraft, the third one, the Dornier DOJ. Pretty exciting times for Microsoft Flight Sim, but now let's move over to some add-ons. In the background of the video you'll be seeing IniScene Heathrow Airport. Beautiful airport, really well done, pretty good on performance as well. To the point where I think it's better than the handcrafted one. It's been released, it's very beautiful, you guys have seen so much of it in this video already and will continue to until the end. I really do like it. You can pick it up for £18 and plus local tax if you've got it. Hopefully it'll be on Xbox soon, we're just waiting to get it through the marketplace. It's really beautiful with plenty of handmade touches that make it really special, such as the Turkish Airlines globe and the Emirates A380, which kind of acts as a gate guardian at the roundabout that leads under the runway towards terminals 1 to 3. Something I would say is that it's not perfect, there's still a few texture issues as far as I've noticed, but it's still pretty nice. It's a nice airport, and for one of the biggest airports in Europe it is certainly well deserved, much better than the handcrafted one. Nothing can be 100% perfect, as I've always said on every single review, and people will always want more at the end of the day, but I think it does a very good job. Moving on to the only Payware aircraft in this video, well, unless of course you include the Microsoft Flight Sim made one, which would be 2, we've got the DC Designs Concorde. We've got a Friday update, it doesn't share too much information, and the screenshots, well, they're not too perfect, I'd describe them as. I think we've seen this aircraft in a better shape before. This aircraft is meant to be released in March, and at the moment, I'm not really feeling it, I've got to be honest. Textures need to be touched up a bit. He is working on PBR textures, but it still looks a bit funny in places, in my opinion, especially once you head into the cockpit. It looks kind of nice, but still needed in a bit of areas. I mean, just looking at the roof or ceiling of the air cockpit, you can see it looks a bit fuzzy in my opinion, but it's still pretty nice. And of course they're not aiming for 100% perfection here, PMDG level, they're aiming for an affordable aircraft. The cabin looks a bit funky as well, with the windows looking quite high, but he says in the comments of that they can be sorted out quite easily. Let's hope so, because someone offers a comparison to the real aircraft, and you can see the windows are much lower down, to the point where they're kind of level with the headrest. That's clearly not the case here, so a bit more work needed before release, it would seem. Externally, it looks increasingly good, but of course, still a lot of areas that need to be sorted out. Let's hope they get it done. Finally, quite possibly the most exciting news in the video, the Aerodynamics KC10/DC10. They've released their February quarterly drop. A big update which I really support, of basically releasing big amounts of information every 3 months. It looks absolutely sublime, really good, and of course you're getting this for free. They offer plenty of information talking about the displays and systems, the DC10, the KC10, the manual, the interior model, and a lot more. Now they basically reworked the entire external model. It looks really good, even without the textures applied, which you'll see later on. You can see the attention to detail. They've opened up the back engine, they've opened up the APU. It looks fantastic. Really, really, really well done. The attention to detail is awesome, and the fact they've got links to people that fly or at least work on the KC10 in real life really adds to the authenticity of this aircraft. They've got a massive manual that's almost reaching 300 pages at the moment. That is really impressive. That shows how far they're willing to go with this aircraft, and it makes me really excited. I do state that because the DC10 and KC10 are about 80% similar, there is a few things that need to be explained differently in the manual, but on the whole, a lot of it can just be moved quite straight over, which is quite nice. If all goes to plan, and it looks like it is, the KC10 will be released first because they've got access to the most resources about that aircraft as they work on it, with the DC10 coming slightly after, hopefully not too long. Now we do get some awesome shots that look really beautiful. Sadly none inside the cockpit. All of them external. We've got a mega tanker here, or a mega tanker. It looks absolutely amazing. It's basically a private military contractor that kind of flies around refueling aircraft for other air forces, such as the Royal Air Force or US Navy, I believe, actually. And I think the pictures speak for themselves. It really does look really detailed. To be honest, if I saw this on Microsoft Flight Sim without looking inside, you could probably tell me that this aircraft has been released, and I'd believe you. It does look really good. Nice reflections on the wings, not too overt, but a good, well-balanced model, I feel. Textures look beautiful as well. I'll leave you with this shot of the aircraft in a kind of silhouette, passing by the sun in the background. It just looks incredible and shows you how far they've gone with the model. It's really exciting. Join their Discord, it's down below. At the end of the day, you're getting this for free. It won't be coming to Xbox, sadly, but there is 2 pilots, 2 boom operators and 3 flight engineers on the Aerodynamics team, so you know you're getting the real deal here, and who knows, maybe this will change in the future, but at the moment this is not in the plan. And with the DC10, with the near completion of the external model, they've started dabbling about the liveries, including the KLM livery and the Orbis livery, which is the Orbis iService. We've seen something similar in Microsoft Flight Sim before, with the MD10, so that'll be quite nice to see a real aircraft that can actually fly. Progress looks like it's coming on really well, so I think this aircraft, well, we'll be waiting some time still, but it's looking really well progressed. Certainly one of the best out of all the freeware projects on Discord. Congrats to the team, you're doing a great job, keep it up. From me today, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and check out my Amazon affiliate links down below for all the products I use to fly on Flight Simulator, work on my computer for the likes of college, and of course edit and film videos. From me today, that is all. Last thing I want to say is a big thank you to my first class channel members. They get a shout out on the screen right now. These guys really do help me out, and in return get some exclusive perks, such as shout outs on videos like this one, custom badges to stand out in the comments, and emojis to use in live streams, of which I did last week. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Have a good day wherever you are. Stay safe. Bye bye.